we're back.
We are back.
We
It's
are back.
good to be here. It's Friday morning. I'm excited.
It is, and I woke up this morning with 4 inches of snow. I thought we were done with it.
What?
We were done with it.
How can you have snow now?
It was like 70 degrees last week. It was like mid-50s. It was nice. Got over my cold. Still, I guess, a little bit more to go, but feeling pretty good today. But I wake up this morning, let my dog out, and there's 4 inches of snow. I'm just like,
oh my God. That's crazy.
Cool. Not cool, man.
Crazy. Well, it's sunny outside here. It's very nice and sunny. And I just want to start off by pointing out that I took Sunny's advice and I got this cup warmer thing, and boy, does it work. Now I can double my chai enjoyment over time, and it just works. So I'm excited. That's my like big exciting personal news. It doesn't take much.
All about that chai.
Yeah. But so much going on. Oh my gosh. And I'm excited because we had the big the booster release, which we're going to talk about here, and so much to talk about. So should we get going?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let me get my handy dandy slides on here. Bam, there we are.
All right. If you need me, I'll be in the back.
All right. Hello, everybody. It is another Friday, and welcome to the Vitruveo download. I'm Nick Kalyani, the founder. This is season 2, episode 12 on March 22nd, 2024 of the download, where we review all the events of the past week and give you a heads up on what is coming up in the next week. So today we have some interesting things for you, and we also have a special guest. So let's get going. I want to start off with our protocol. So let's review the numbers. Those are always good to look at. So we have an increasing number of new wallets as new users come into our system. So we are at about 22,000 wallets, and we are past 2.5 million blocks on our blockchain. So that is all good. Everything is stable on the protocol. Nothing untoward to report. I like it when the protocol is just there in the background doing its thing, nothing exciting to report. One of the things we are starting to see is that there's these sort of surges where there are lots of transactions within a block, and we like that. We like to see that because that means we can stress our network a little bit and make sure that it performs really, really well. And so far, I have no issues at all with that. So that's really, really good. Okay, some protocol updates that are coming up very, very quickly as early as this weekend. So there is such a thing as precompiled smart contracts. So the smart contracts that you normally hear about are the ones that are deployed by developers to the blockchain. But the protocol itself can have contracts, and these are called precompiled smart contracts. They're generally there to provide a service, to make it easy to do things that you couldn't do with smart contracts. So I'm very pleased to report that there are 2 precompiled smart contracts that are coming to our chain. And the first one in particular is going to be fairly innovative. It's a breakthrough because what it's going to allow us to do is make it possible for developers to store data on our chain in a very efficient format called protobuf. So protobuf is something that Google came up with. It's short for protocol buffers. And what it does is it's sort of a backward and forward looking kind of architecture. It makes it possible to store data in a very efficient and tight manner, which we want on chain, and also to transmit. So why is this important for us? Well, we are the first protocol that is going to have the metadata associated with artworks and with NFTs stored on chain. This is going to unlock a huge new type and class of apps that can take advantage of the fact that attributes of artworks, attributes of NFTs, etc., are now addressable programmatically. Right? currently, they are not addressable programmatically because they're all stored off-chain in IPFS. You go to any NFT project out there, their metadata is not on-chain. But with Vitruveo, all NFT metadata will be on-chain. And to make this possible, we have to have an efficient way to store this metadata, and that is what Google Protocol Buffers is about. So what we'll be doing in our precompiled smart contract is provide a service for developers so that they can encode, meaning write, and decode, meaning read and translate this metadata very efficiently using protobuf. That's one thing. The next thing that we are going to have is a pseudo random number generator. As you know, random numbers on blockchains, well, you may not know this, but random numbers on blockchain are a very hard problem. The reason is because all the data is public and it is available in the transaction pool before the data is actually mined. And so if you are creating a lottery program or a roulette program or something like this, and you don't have a good algorithm for random number generation, then you have a problem because it can be gamed. So we're going to provide a precompiled smart contract that has a pseudo random number generator. We say pseudo because in order to generate true random numbers, it is really, really complex and difficult process. And the pseudo random number generators are enough in 99% of scenarios like games and things like that. It's only when you really need to get into very high-end crypto or things like that you need true random number generation. So pseudo random numbers are going to work. So the protocol is going to be updated with these things, and you won't see a difference, but it will be a big deal for developers because they can start working with these things. All right, next up is a financial update. So there was a multi-sig transaction of $45,000. It was primarily for airdrop. So we have, as you know, we have a major airdrop campaign ongoing. So the app development for it, we are integrating Solana wallets into it, as I'll talk about later. We also have had to pay for all the contracts deployment, and we have boosted our additional our online services in order to be able to handle the capacity. In addition, as you will see later in this presentation, we have some events planned for the big NFTNYC event conference that's coming up. So that covers all the costs. So that was $45K out. These are all one-time expenses of the multi-sig. All right, now we're going to go on, and I think this is a time for me to bring on our special guest. So let me see if they are ready. I'm going to bring them on here now. Because let's see. Well, let's first get them on stage. There we are. Hello. Hi, Reva. How are you?
Hello. It's truly amazing and pleasant to be back. Actually, it's been a long time.
Fantastic. So Reva is our marketing lead, and she is in the Middle East, and it's getting late there. And so we're just going to bring her on here in the middle of doing the protocol update to give her update so that she doesn't have to stick around very, very late. So give me 1 second here. And okay, here we go. All right. So Reva, you want me to kind of steer as you go so we can do your presentation? All right. What are you going to talk about today?
We've got exciting information. I think every download we've got exciting information. But today, we are unraveling our new brand for the suite of apps that we have designed for creators. And for me, this is exciting because everyone is really used to what Vitruveo is, and we've done a great job in getting the world see Vitruveo, understand our colors. The moment that anyone sees it's purple, it's Vitruveo. The neon and the cyan, and it's all truly Vitruveo colors. We are a creator-focused ecosystem. Now we've got that message out across. Now the next step in what we are doing is creating apps for artists and creators all around the world. Now, everyone knows, I think when we move to the next slide, what we are looking at is rolling out these apps. You guys have seen it like in various downloads. We've been talking about it across our social media. Vitru Suite would be a suite starting with 4 apps. We've got the studio, we've got the search, we've got the store, and we've got the stream, right? Now, when we want to create branding for all of these apps, now we're going to go to the next layer, which is trying to create an entire cool vibe, look and feel, and conveying the entire Vitruveo energy through all of these apps. The tricky part is that whenever you look at branding, so I'm going to go a little bit about the psychology of what we did and the back end of how we actually came up with stuff, is choosing brand colors is tricky, because some people hate some people like some colors, but it's not to us to come and think of colors in a way that, hey, you know what, Nick likes purple, let's splash it more purple. Reva likes yellow, so let's have more yellow. There needs to be some rhyme and reason to all of it, right? So we got to first of all understand our audience. We got to think about this whole thing psychologically, holistically, and then we got to connect with our brand. We had a comprehensive branding exercise. What we did was research with a number of artists. We understood what they liked, what are some of the colors that convey some emotions, and we looked at Vitruveo as a brand of what we are talking, what we have been talking since the time we launched. We're a cool brand, we are energetic, we are upbeat, we are innovative, and more so, we actually bring creators together, innovators together to come and collaborate. Now, we look at some of these keywords and we extracted it. That actually helped us fix on a color palette, which is the mood board, what you guys are seeing right now. This is not new. This is something that we have seen since, the 80s and the 90s. It's called the Vaporwave or the synthwave aesthetic. If you guys are familiar, MTV has used it for a lot of, when they started up. It's got this like cyberpunk look and feel, and we've got like the 16-bit gaming experience. And Nick, like, I'm sure that there are some pictures over here that you can relate to personally, right?
Absolutely. I see that. I've seen the California t-shirt and it's always got this color thing on it. And also, like, this reminds me of Knight Rider, the image on the left, and then obviously Tron, etc. So it's very retro and very, very cool. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like looks very chaotic, but at the same time, it's not like really random. And this vaporwave thing actually came from the music scene, but then it became a visual movement. And I quite like that idea about something. It's like Man City vibes. Okay, we've got a football fan right there. Somebody on the comments. But yeah, it covers a lot of areas of art, design, fashion, entertainment, gaming. And this is what we are. We are like a creator, like a collaborative sort of a feel. And we wanted to convey that with Vitru Suite, the suite of apps that we're building. So we move on to the next slide.
Before we do that,
sure.
Vaporwave, that's right, Vaporwave. Is that
Vaporwave? Yes.
If people want to Google it, they should Google Vaporwave. All right, cool. All right, moving on to the next slide here.
Just plugged in a comment for you guys as well. Vaporwave. So we are familiar with the Vitruveo colors, which are the cyan, the purple, and the pink. We know this the back of our heart. So we go to the next slide and we can see that we made sure that the new branding that we are creating for Vitru Suite will definitely contain these colors, because these are our mother colors and we cannot run away with that. So we've got the purple, we've got the pink, we've got the cyan. Now we need to pick 2 more colors, or actually in the future, we got to pick a few more colors, as many apps that we are creating. So what kind of colors then would go with this palette? How can we still keep the family colors intact while creating a story, creating a narrative, right? So then we decided to go with a Vaporwave aesthetic, get some inspiration from there. So if you go to the next slide, you can see this is exactly what Vaporwave is. There are some colors that would definitely stand out. We've got the neons, we've got the blues, we've got the pinks, and you've got a glassy feel to it. It's very futuristic. And so what colors can we then extract from this palette is how we thought about it. So if we click to the next slide, you can see that we have included a couple of colors, which is the green and the yellow. And it's not any green and any yellow. It's kind of like a mustard yellow, but something that goes with this entire palette. So you see that it's soothing to the eyes. These are colors that work on both the dark background and the light background. And then how we can then feed this into our suite, our logos our apps that we are building. So ta-da, now is the reveal part.
All right, here we go.
All right, there we go. This is Vitru Suite. So I'm going to give you guys exactly 5 seconds to take this in And please do type in the comments below what comes to your mind when you see it. Are there some patterns that you recognize? What would you see it as a theme of these logos that you have? So drop it in the comments, and I will explain it as we go. So over here, you can see we've got 4 apps. We've got the studio, we've got the stream, and we've got the store and the search. And while you guys are dropping the comments, I'm gonna recap what each of the app means, okay? So studios are basically the artist's back office. So this is where an artist does the, the uploading, the standardizing, the consigning of the artwork. This is where they actually start the journey when it comes to getting their art on the Vitruveo chain. All right, so that's the first one, and that is what Fur is building right now. We've got the alpha version up. Artists are testing it, so that's our first app that we'll be releasing. The second one is the stream. We've always said it as a Spotify for creators. So this is where artists are able to, or people who love art, are able to engage in an immersive and engaging experience when it comes to art. Store, yep, this is our digital art commerce app, as you might call it very simply. And the search is, well, connecting artists to buyers, collectors, art lovers. So let me just quickly go through the comments and see what you guys are, all right, looking inviting. You guys are loving the colors. Thank you so much. I love it that you guys are loving it. Oh, I love that someone said candy. I absolutely like that because that's sweet. That's candy. Everyone loves candy. Sweet and sour candy, Candy Crush. Okay, bubble gum. Love that. So, yep, that is exactly the energy we wanted to convey. So I think, Nick, we have managed to nail that.
Yeah, I love the stream is yellow because I was in the process of already. We've been talking about getting a stick, a USB, an HDMI stick device, basically not USB stick, which people can plug in, and as a part of their stream subscription, it's included hardware. And I dream in my mind of having this yellow stick device, fully branded yellow. That would look so cool, and it'll be hard to miss. It's cool.
Yeah. I'm glad that we all synced in. I absolutely love the colors. I think the designers that we worked with have done a great job on this as well. So guys, one of the common themes that you can see here, apart from Candy Crush and bubblegum and all that, you can see these folds that they're coming together, and they are there for a reason. You can see this multiple layers and folds. I don't know how many guys noticed that. It's there on the main VitruSuite logo. It's there on all the app logos as well. But that's because we really wanted to play around the fact of, think of it as, an intricate process of like an origami happening, right? So we look at like an artist sitting there and coming together with different things. It could be just one piece of paper, but you can create like N number of stuff with that. And it all comes with creativity. It comes with every fold and every crease. It transforms into a new artwork. So that's where, we came up with this fold. So let me go into each of these apps very quickly. I don't want to take too much of time on this. You'd be hearing about it on our social media anyway. So VitruSuite is basically the main logo. So if I were to compare it, you can say like the Google logo, right? Or the Adobe logo. So suite of apps. So we've got the purple over there, which is the mother brand color that we are using it. So that's straightforward. It's simple. And then if you go on to VitruSuite, which is the next logo that we have, this is, VitruStudio. What we have next is as I said, it's where the artist starts the journey. So you have that arrows that are pointing up. So the journey begins, and then it starts from there, almost like a rocket, right? But you also see not just one arrow, but 3 arrows, because we want people to understand that very simply, studio is where an artist can do 3 main things, which is upload, standardize, and consign. So we've got all of these come together as the studio logo. So we go on to the next one, which is Nick's favorite, which is kind of like my favorite as well, because it's very sunny, it's very summery, it's very bright. We've got the stream, And what we have here, guys, one of the things that's also there was in the back of my mind when creating all these logos, right, set with my designer, is we want instant recognition. We don't want people to guess what that particular logo is. So that icon, if you're looking at it tomorrow, if it's going to be on your phone, or if you're looking at it on your tab, on your browser, or if you're showing this to somebody who doesn't know anything at all, we want people to have a particular idea of what it could be. So stream, we got the play button over there, and then these origami folds actually comes over. So it's pretty straightforward and simple. The Spotify for creators is what we've tried to visualize over here. And then you go to the store, which is the next one, is it's a lovely bubblegum pink. This is the Vitruveo pink, and it's your digital art commerce app. So we invite creators to set up shop and connect them with a global audience. So we've depicted a wallet. That's right. That's a wallet right over there. So straightforward, again, very simple. And the next one is search. So search, when we had shown it to a number of different people, some people had spotted the camera aperture, which is right. Some people have seen it as a globe, which is also right. It's an amalgamation of both of these things together. So when we say camera aperture, is really the focus goes to the artists and the artworks, right? We want to like really pinpoint, we want to connect people to the art and the artwork. But the folds actually coming together, as you can see, it also symbolizes our main USP, which is, we're like a protocol-wide search function where several forms of media actually come together and harmonize. So that's what we have with the search. And we've got the Vitruveo cyan over there. Thank you so much, Phantom, for saying that they're delicious. I like that word. Yes, I think this is a delicious suite of apps, and it's going to present a lot of flavors for different kinds of people, artists all around the world. So yeah, we can see the entire family on the next slide.
Before we go there, I just want to mention search briefly. For me, this is where it all comes together. Search is, I think, the most important app we're going to have, because it's also the most different and literally impossible to have app on other protocols. On every other protocol, your assets that are sold by artists are in silos by marketplace. So you have Foundation or Super Rare or OpenSea and all of those kind of stuff. And in order to do a search like this, you have to resort to a third-party service like Alchemy or something like that to go and index all of those and then show them. Guess what? This is like a built-in feature in Vitruveo, and it is very unique and very powerful. And the fact that the metadata is on-chain allows us to do faceted search. And I'm so excited to have people see this, because honestly, after working with the crappiest search facilities that exist in other sort of marketplaces, etc., this is going to be a joy to use. You'll be able to find things so precisely and so easily. So I'm really, really, really very bullish on search. And I really feel like it is going to be a game changer for the entire creator economy that exists in Web3. All right, let's continue.
Yeah, actually picking up from Nick, like search actually took us the longest time to create that logo, because everything else was finalized and we kept going back and forth on search, and we wanted to make sure it's like absolutely unique. So yeah, there you have the entire Vitru Suite family. And someone had asked over here, like, can we have like merch done? And that's exactly the next phase you're working on. So Nick, before I let you I leave so we can proceed on with the rest of the download, a couple of things is we're going to have a completely brand new social site that's created. Fer has created like a bunch of things for creators to come in, but we also want to communicate Vitru Suite information and in a particular site. So we are working on that. We're working on social media templates. We're working on merch, because NFTNYC is coming up, and we're going to make some big noise over there. So we're going to be, we're so excited to create, like this entire Vaporwave themed creation, very candylicious and delicious stickers and stuff that we can give out to people. So excited about that.
So Reva, I can't thank you enough. This was a lot of work, and I appreciate the diligence and time that went into it. It's very thoughtful. It's very fresh. This is a brand that I will proudly where in merch I'll probably talk about and use, and it's something that we can all as a community talk about and share. These are apps that are going to sort of become everyday apps for a lot of people. You just don't know it yet, but they will. We already know it, but you will find and discover it. But yeah, love it. Vibrant and cohesive. Love the designs and what they represent. Very memorable as well. Yeah, thank you for that feedback. And thank you again, Reva. You have a lot of work to do coming up. This was just the beginning, and I'll tell you, I'm just drawn to that stream one because I'm a very visual person, and I visualize things and then I try and make them happen. And right now I'm visualizing this yellow HDMI stick that I want to have, and I want to plug it into this TV of mine, and it starts streaming my art that I've chosen and subscribe to. I cannot wait for that. It's very close to happening. And what I want is to go to Amazon and find that Vitru Stream product and buy it, and boom, it's exciting. I really am excited about that. All right, cool. So Reva, thank you again for making it here on a Friday night. We'll let you go, and I'll continue with the download. But thanks again. This is exciting stuff.
Have fun, boys. Take care.
All right. All right. So I will now continue. That was really exciting. I just love these logos, and I'm excited to see them now every day as we work on Studio, and now we are working on search and moving along with that. All right, let us continue with the protocol. But first, a sip of chai. All right, ready to go. We have so much to talk about, guys. All right, so let's start with validators. I am extremely pleased to report that our fantastic VTech team and validator lead has been working to onboard new validators, and we have 65 new validators in the sidelines to be onboarded to the network. So what has been done so far? They have finished KYC. They have got their nodes set up. They have their nodes fully synced. And all that has to happen now, which is happening next week, is the process where the existing nodes vote them in via signatures. And then you will see on the Explorer more and more nodes mining. So when you go to the Explorer right now, you see each block is mined by a different node. And you're going to see these pop in there and start doing that. Why is this important? Well, the more validators that a network has, the more secure it is. And it's just as simple as that. And so my gratitude to the VTech team for working so diligently, and Prabhu, our technology council lead, collaborating with them, and Baron, the validator lead, working together to make this happen. And because things are moving very fast on the validator front, we are accelerating, and we've set up sort of a standing meeting. I believe it's on Monday afternoons, US time, where the team gets together and hammers out whatever decisions need to be made as we expand the network. So congrats on that. This is a momentous occasion. I'm really proud of that, of being able to see our blockchain not only be completely stable, but also scale out with more and more validators. So kudos to the team. All right. Speaking of that, there is something new and exciting coming up. Validators, it is your turn now to have your airdrop. So within the next 24 hours, all the validator NFTs are going to be airdropped. And so that process will be done. We were waiting on a few node transfers to occur. That happened last night. It got done. It's all wrapped up. And so boom, we are ready to go. So this is exciting, because in addition to the validator node, one of the things we are doing is we are splitting your coins, and everyone who has any coins in their wallet right now due to them will automatically get a maximum NFT. So that will keep your validator node sort of pristine, the NFT related to it, not the node, and focused only on validators. Your coins and your vesting, etc., will be in a maximum NFT. So some of you will receive 2 NFTs, some of you will receive 1 NFT. Our goal is that as time progresses, that validator NFT is going to unlock more views in scope and more details, more data, more actions. The first one is going to be the KYC one. So you'll be able to do it in an automated way as quickly as we can get that feature built in. So super, super excited about that. All right, moving on to the next topic, which is our RPC load balancer. So as you all know, I've talked about the fact that we are having more and more users, more traffic coming, which is good. We want that. That is excellent. But we also want to make sure that the network can handle the load. So the blockchain does its thing. The blocks are mined regularly. When clients like wallets interact with the blockchain, they do it through an RPC endpoint, a node, a server. RPC stands for remote procedure call. So when your MetaMask or your Trust Wallet or whatever needs to check and do a transaction or get balance or something, it's hitting an RPC node. Now, previously we had a one in test and one in production. Now we've scaled up and we have created an RPC load balancer. So what a load balancer does is it basically responds to traffic and sends the request to the least busy node. So currently we have 3 RPC nodes set up, and we are now poised to be able to add more as needed. So we will increase this capacity as we need it. But right now we are monitoring the utilization, and we are below 5% on all these nodes right now. And if it increases, we'll definitely beef up the capacity. But this is a good thing for the protocol. All right, next up, I want to talk about CryptoLink. So I'm very excited that in the past few weeks, we've been collaborating with CryptoLink, which is a cross-chain messaging platform. And we've been working with them in order to integrate Vitruveo. And if you go to the CryptoLink website, you'll already see that Vitruveo is featured on there in their list of all the chains they support. So what CryptoLink does is make it possible for us to integrate with around 50 different chains with secure cross-chain messaging. The most important thing we are looking there to do is have what's called Circle Bridged USDC. So this is a standard that Circle has, who is the publisher of the USDC stablecoin. And that implementation is in progress. We are set to begin testing next week. So this is a standard. And the way it works is that basically you have USDC stablecoin on one chain. And what you do is you essentially burn it on that chain, and it appears on this other chain. So for example, currently we are trying to decide on whether we do this on Ethereum or Polygon. I'll get to why in just a moment, but let's assume it's on Ethereum for a second. What you would do is you would burn USDC on Ethereum. This is not something that the user needs to be too concerned about. It just happens very transparently. And then that USDC shows up on Vitruveo as potentially, we'll have to give it a different name. It'll be like VUSDC or something like that. So that's real USDC backed up by the liquidity of Circle. When you move back in reverse, it shows up as USDC again on the other chain. Now, one of the things that we are trying to figure out is whether we want to pay the gas cost at the destination. And so we are trying to work on whether it should be Ethereum or Polygon. We'll make that decision soon. We'll do some projections and see if it's possible for the users to also front some of those costs so that we don't have to bear the full destination gas costs. Because as you know, on Ethereum, it can be absurdly high. If you want to, for example, transfer 10 USDC cross-chain, it doesn't make sense when gas costs are high to pay $100 in gas to transfer that over. So we definitely don't want that. So we'll work it out, but we definitely want to implement this as soon as possible because we want a stable coin on Vitruveo as quickly as possible because it allows our DEX strategy to move forward very expediently. In addition to the cross-chain messaging for USDC currency, the CryptoLink team is assisting us and is working on a Solana integration so that people can use a Solana wallet, a Phantom wallet natively on our airdrop application, which is important, especially because of, again, gas costs, right? So this is also happening. So in the next week, probably at the next download, I'll be able to demo some of this live where I'll be able to move a token from an Ethereum smart contract to our blockchain. So this is really exciting, and makes it possible for us to do things that weren't previously possible. All right, let's continue with the next slide here. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about the airdrop. This has been dominating all our attention, all our time, and is really exciting because it is basically our user acquisition campaign. So we've designed this to really increase visibility of Vitruveo, have more users learn about our protocol, and really join it. So let me make sure I put the link up here. So if you haven't already joined the airdrop, please do. It's airdrop.vitruveo.xyz. You can complete those tasks. We plan on having the airdrop continue over time. We plan on continuing to add more tasks and more benefits to users over time. So let's look at where we are so far with the airdrop. So with our soft launch, we have 5,000 new airdrop users. We have crossed the 15,000 threshold on X for followers. Our Discord recently crossed the 10,000 user threshold. We have $30.5 million in TVL, and we have 22,000 wallets. Now, there's a tiny discrepancy between our wallet numbers on airdrop and on Explorer. We are working to sync those up properly. We have to find the right APIs and get that done, but we'll do that. On Explorer right now, it should say 26, I believe. So there's a small discrepancy. We'll figure that out, but and get the right numbers on there. But this is really exciting news because that's 5,000 new airdrop users that have entered our community. So let's see what is in store for airdrop, right? So first, in terms of development, so we have an iterative development cycle, and we've been very responsive to observed load and errors. You probably saw that with continuing changes throughout the past week. We've made huge performance improvements in both recent users and the leaderboard. And we are integrating additional wallets now to make it easier for users. We know that Rabby is a very popular wallet, and we want to get that on as quickly as possible. Rabby does not support the ability for users to add custom chains. We have to wait for them to add, but we are in contact with them and are trying to get them to add Vitruveo as quickly as possible, so we can have full 100% support for Rabby. We are also working on final testing for our mobile UI and wallet integration. We are very close to that. It's mostly working. We just have some wallet issues with certain wallets in Safari on iPhone, so we are holding back on that. But it works great within the MetaMask browser directly, which is how I think a lot of people on iPhone do a lot of their transactions anyway. But it is working quite well, and we are excited about that. All right, let's just take a quick look at it for those of you who haven't seen it. So this is our app. We've continued to evolve it in the past week. So, for example, we've changed this screen a little bit. We've changed how you swap, how you stake. We've added new rules and new incentives for people to make it more valuable and more beneficial for folks as you in terms of the multiples. So if you look at the multiples here, they're going to increase significantly and give you more rewards at the higher swap amounts. So this is something that we know users who participate in airdrops look for, and we are very excited to support that. All right, so what is coming up with airdrop? Well, our soft launch was quite successful. We achieved our goal there. Our goal was to test with a limited number of users and make sure that it was able to scale well and it was able to handle user loads. So where that was not working, we fixed those problems, and now we feel we are ready. So we are now beginning to scale up our promotions starting next week, and we expect to have a number of key Web3 influencers to inform the audiences of the airdrop. These are folks who work with Vitruveo, who work with the team, who absolutely love what we are doing and are happy to inform their audiences about it. So in addition, we are planning 3 events at NFTNYC, which I'm going to talk about momentarily, and we'll be doing focused promotion of the airdrop there also to that crypto audience that is there entirely for crypto and Web3. So this is really, really exciting. The timing is just right, and things are moving forward. So once again, if you haven't participated, please do airdrop.vitruveo.xyz. All right. Let's go on. So now I want to talk a little bit about some of the work we have done for the creator community with artists, and there's a lot going on there, and I try not to go into too much detail, but sometimes you kind of escape it. Let's start with what is happening with VTRU Studio. So VTRU Studio is our flagship app for creators, and I'm really excited about where the development has gone. So we have completed phase 1 development and rollout. It is now being used by lots of artists. I'm very pleased to report that in terms of usability, we worked really, really hard to make it possible and for artists all over the world with different backgrounds, different technical aptitudes, different languages, etc., to use it. And it made me very happy when a Fur reported to me that an 11-year-old artist was able to go end-to-end through VTRU Studio without any direction and complete all the steps. So that means that we kind of succeeded in our goal of making it really user-friendly and simple. Now, phase 2 development is currently in progress, and phase 2 development is where artists will actually consign their artwork assets to the blockchain. So far what has happened in phase 1 is artists can upload their assets, update all the metadata associated with their artwork. They can create licenses, sign terms of use agreement, and then it's time to go to the next step, which is actually put those assets in a blockchain. So what we're going to do is, as I hinted earlier with the protobuf, we're going to actually store the metadata on blockchain, right? So that is an interesting and innovative step that's coming up. In addition, before we deploy those assets to decentralized storage, we are going to sign them. Now, in all these downloads, I have been talking about trust and how important it is for the Web3 ecosystem to foster and build trust. And one of the ways in which we are going to build trust is by signing the assets that the artists upload so that they can be verified and not be substituted with something else, with scam artwork or something like that. So artists are going to go through KYC. So what level of KYC they go through is up to them. So it could be as basic as email address, which is really the baseline KYC. But there are higher levels of KYC: mobile number, address verification, identity verification, etc. And our goal is that when we sign the assets, we will embed the level of KYC that the artist has gone through into the metadata. So that way we can vouch for an artist in terms of their authenticity, as they are indeed who they claim they are, and embed that in the actual asset. So we are in the process of integrating that with Studio, but it's not fully done. But I do have a demo I created, just very simple demo, to show you how content authenticity signatures work. Now, this is a standard that was created by Adobe, Microsoft, and a bunch of others, and Google actually just as recently as last month joined that. So you're going to see this standard used pretty much all over the web. So let me show you this quick demo of C2PA signing. And it doesn't have a great UI or anything. I just want to show you the process. What's important is once someone signs an asset using C2PA, anyone can validate that signature and who authorized it and who validated it using tools that are freely available. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to sign here locally on my computer. I don't yet have a production certificate, so I have a test certificate. I'm going to sign it, but then we are going to validate it on the content authenticity website. So let's do that. So let's go ahead and reload this page here. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose a image file, So let's do that. Here's a folder with some images. Let's go and choose this one here. All right. And you can see that as soon as I uploaded it, it got signed. If I hover over here, it says this was signed through my test certificate, and it was produced with Vitruveo. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this image, and I'm going to save it to my computer. And I'm going to go to the content credentials website. So this is contentcredentials.org. This is their verification page. There are lots of content credential verification pages like this all over the web, and you can use any of them to validate. All right. So what I need to do now is select the file, the photo I just signed, and I need to upload it here. That photo is over here. So I upload it, and you can see right away, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, but you can see on the right that this content credentials.org verification detected that this image was signed by Vitruveo. Again, this is a test certificate, so later on there's going to be a lot more information, but we'll also put the artist metadata in here. It says when it was issued. So this is officially making your artwork certified for all practical purposes. Your media file is certified. Now, if you change anything about this image after it has been signed, the signature becomes invalid. The scope of it is 1 bit of information. So you change anything, literally, and the signature becomes invalid. So if someone is forging it or doing something nefarious with it, the signature will become invalid right away. So this is an important procedure and an important feature that is part and parcel of everything we are doing for artists here. So that's there. The next thing that we are going to do as part of phase 2 is actually deploy what we call a creator contract. Now, this is a one-time thing. Every creator has one contract. We're going to deploy it, and I'm going to tell you more about that in just a moment. But before that, I want to tell you about the next app that's coming. And you saw the logo that Reva shared for Vitru Search. It's an important app for our ecosystem because it is the most comprehensive way to discover art. So we are going to change completely how people interact with art. We want to make it possible for people to buy art anywhere. They don't have to go to a marketplace to do it. You can buy it with a tweet. You can buy it in Telegram, on Discord, the artist website, everywhere. We'll have that buy button, and it'll be ubiquitous. But the way we expect people to find works and to be able to curate them into streams, to curate them into videos, to curate them into little embeddable sort of galleries, etc., is with Vitru Search. So you can even create PDFs of images, etc. So think about any way where you want to publish a set of images, like a photo gallery or things like that. Vitru Search will allow you to do that. It'll allow you to search, curate, and publish. So those are the 3 steps. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this creator contract, because it's really, really important. And I want to make sure the artists who are in the audience really understand what we are doing there. So one of the things we want to do is solve the ownership problem for artists. We want to make sure that their content, when it's minted and by buyers, remember, on Vitruveo, you never mint. Artists will never mint anything on Vitruveo unless they happen to be a buyer. Buyers do the minting. Artists consign. Buyers mint. So when someone mints your artwork as an NFT, we want to make sure that that goes to a contract that is your contract. So if you for your artwork, it always goes into your contract. This is not a Vitruveo contract. This is not some marketplace contract. This is not some arbitrary contract. It is one contract that's yours. Why is this important? Because it means that no one can change that ever. Your artwork is always going to be in your contract, and you are the only one who has 100% control of it. So let's look at the architecture of that real quick. All right. So what are all the things that is in this creator contract that are important? Well, the first thing is that in Vitru Studio, we have a profile and we have the artist connect their wallet. Now, you can connect as many wallets as you want. We don't distinguish between all of them, although you can designate one of them as the primary if you'd like. But why have multiple wallets? Well, go on X any day, any given day, and you're going to see an artist report that they've been hacked and all their funds have been drained. They also might report that they've been blocked from a marketplace or something and no longer can access, the contract and things like that. We want to avoid that scenario. We want to make sure that creator funds can never be stolen. And even if one of your wallets is hacked, it can be easily replaced without loss of funds. So that's why we for the Genesis, we'll go with one wallet. But as soon as Genesis our artists are onboarded, we're going to require that every artist have at least two wallets in their one creator contract. Why? Because that's essentially how multi-sigs work. Multi-sig stands for multiple signature. And what that means is that for any transaction, one signature is not enough. We need multiple signatures. This increases the security. And you'll see why based on the next topic here, which is the funds. So when you make a sale or when income is derived from streaming or printing or any of the literally hundreds of applications for your artwork that we are going to provide over time, the funds from that are all going to flow not into a wallet directly, but into your one creator contract. They come in there and they sit there. They wait. The only person who has access to that creator contract is you. And so you have multiple wallets there. And what you need to do is whenever you want to withdraw funds from the creator contract, you basically sign with a minimum of two wallets, and those funds can then be transferred to any wallet, and then it's business as usual. It works normally. But if, say, a hacker gets hold of one of your wallets, they can't touch those funds. They can't touch your funds at all because they need to have hacked both your wallets. And if you're more security conscious, you can increase that multi-sig level to 3 or 4 or 5, whatever you want it to be. But especially for contracts for galleries, etc., which might be dealing with lots of funds, we would have multi-sigs that are in the 4 or 5 range. So you have to sign the transaction with multiple wallets before the funds can be extracted. So this way, every creator on Vitruveo is basically secured. Their funds are secured, their contract is secure, and all of the NFTs that were minted by buyers are secure. So your creator contract is the single place for your funds, for all the NFTs that are minted by buyers. And this is a unique and interesting thing that Vitruveo has done. And it's also, I believe, a very innovative thing because we are there to protect and look after artists. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about our Genesis drop. We are onboarding 1,000 artists on right now, and each of them is guaranteed a $150 sale via collector credits. So every booster purchaser that we have is going to have collector credits that total up to $150. So each collector credit is $10, and they'll get 15 off them for each booster that they have purchased. So why do artists, why would they want to participate in our Genesis? Well, they're going to get a lot of promotion and a lot of exposure, and we are planning a lot of virtual and IRL events. So one of the things I encourage artists who are in that 1,000 group is to think very carefully and strategically about the type of artwork they're going to upload. This is an L1 protocol dedicated to creators. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen regularly at all. So if you want your artwork to shine, and you do, right? Please make sure that you upload the very best and submit the very best artwork you can for Genesis. Now, some of you might think in terms of value. The $150 is not a way for you to measure sort of the value of your artwork versus this opportunity. Think about the opportunity cost and what you're going to get. Let me spell it out for you. So for all the Genesis artists, you're going to get essentially a poet, a proof of engagement token. You're going to be in a metaverse exhibition, but we are going to look for the best artworks in this Genesis drop. And for those artists, we are going to go all out and promote them extremely heavily. So for example, they are going to get the Genesis poet. We're also going to have a special curated Genesis poet for them. They'll have a metaverse exhibition, but we'll also have a separate and unique curated metaverse exhibition only for the best of the artworks. We're going to create a Genesis promotional video. We are going to have a real life exhibition, potentially in multiple cities. We are going to announce awards for these artists. Some of them might be monetary, and you're going to get some bonus VTRU. So we are going to be very, we want to make sure that artworks shine, and we promote very heavily the artists that have worked so hard to create amazing Genesis works. Genesis for us is very, very important. It is the most important thing for our blockchain in terms of the artworks we're going to have featured on here. So we are going to really, really focus on these artists and put the spotlight on them and make sure that their artworks are featured. So artists, if you're on the Genesis, bring it on. Bring on your best artworks. We will promote them heavily, starting at NFTNYC. So we've got events lined up, which I'm going to talk about here shortly. And we're going to start promoting your artwork there. So let's talk about that. So we have 3 events. The first one is called Crypto Mondays, and that's on April 1 from 5 to 9 p.m. The next one is Nolcha Shows, which is on April 3rd from 5 to 11 p.m. Now, Fur is a speaker at NFTNYC. The speaker rules there prohibit her from talking about brands, but she'll certainly be using a poet and other references to Vitruveo on there. That's on April 4th at 2 p.m. on stage 1. So if you're at NFTNYC, please come and see Fur there. We'll cheer her on. And then finally, we are organizing an artist meetup. The venue is still being determined, but that'll be on April 4th from 7 to 10. So that's multiple touch points for us to introduce Vitruveo to the world of creators. And we will definitely want to showcase all the amazing artists from Genesis there. So super excited. If you're going to be there at NFTNYC, we want to meet with you. And we want to make sure that you're able to attend these events. So if you are coming, please fill out this short Google form. Scan this QR code. It's vitru.xyz/NFTNYC-events. So please complete this form. We want to be in contact with you, meet up with you, and invite you to our events. So we'd love to have you be part of our Vitruveo community. And I love meeting creators in person. So it will be my honor to be able to see you there. All right. With that, let's talk about a couple of exciting things that have happened in the ecosystem, or about to happen rather. So roughly in the next 72 hours, you're going to see a collector credit airdrop. So I talked earlier about the fact that all booster holders are going to have collector credits. So you're going to see these $10 collector credit NFTs being airdropped into your wallet. We also have a creator credit. And we are in phase 2 of Vitru Studio, making it super simple for all the Genesis artists to click a button and get that creator credit. So if you're worried about getting a creator credit so you can publish your artwork and consign it, don't worry about it. It's a built-in feature of Studio. It's coming. As soon as phase 2 is complete, you will see a button in there where you can request a creator credit and be able to consign your artwork. But for collectors who are all the booster holders, their NFTs are coming up here in the next 72 hours. So really excited about that. But last but not the least, let's talk about the big topic from this week, which is boosters. So VitruScope was updated in order to have a new feature, which is the boost feature. So I'm very excited to see lots of users using that. So basically anyone who has a Nexus NFT can go to a boost section of the NFT and hit boost and apply any number of boosters to their Nexus. Now the limit, I say any number, but the limit is practically 25. So you and this was predetermined and it was part of the communication of when people were buying boosters. There's a limit of 25 boosters per Nexus NFT. So one of the things is a lot of people have more than 25 boosters in their account and are wondering, well, what to do with them. Well, there's going to be a new release in the next 24 hours, and it will allow support for accounts with more than 25 boosters. We're working through the details right now, the actual implementation, but without fail, you will be able to use every booster in your account and be able to get all the coins, all the Vitru coins associated with it, and be able to unlock the future benefits for those boosters. That's coming up in the next 24 hours in the release. Now, our initial focus with Scope, with regard to boosters, is on claiming Vitru and accelerating vesting. So those are the two primary things we are focused on. There are lots of other booster benefits that have to be added on here, things like perks and revenue share and sneakers and all of those. They're coming, folks. They're coming step by step, one at a time. We're going to reveal that. So Vitru Scope, you can expect moving forward, is going to have an update practically every week. There's going to be new features added to it as we build upon it and realize the full vision of what Vitru Scope is. So Vitru Scope is supposed to be your central hub for managing all assets that you have on Vitruveo. So that could be coins, NFTs, things like that. And so we want to make sure that app is full featured, and it also has the right information. So things like, when is the next rebase going to occur? Or when did the last rebase occur? Which block number is it? When will your vesting anniversary come up? What was the price of Vitru? And in the future, what is the price of wrap Vitru? All of this is going to be available to you in Scope, but we are building it gradually and focusing on the features that are most important to people right now. So that is it. You will also notice that the Dreamer NFTs in there also have the ability to look at your grant, etc. And as we enhance the Dreamer NFT experience, you're going to see more features show up in the Dreamer NFT also. One of the things that is untapped right now, but we will be tapping into as early as next week, is the vote feature. So every NFT that's in there has a certain number of vote credits, and those vote credits determine how much the degree of your vote when we do a community vote. So the Da Vinci grant is the first community vote that's going to occur, and we are working on stabilizing these NFTs. So we've got the Nexus, the Dreamer, the Validator, and the Benefactor NFTs going out as we airdrop all of them. And so all of you will be able to vote for the Da Vinci grants. We are building the app right now, and it should be done as soon as possible, but hopefully within the next week. All right, folks. So that's it for update. I'm sure lots of people have lots of questions about boosters. I'm happy to answer them all today. But as always, we have a poet. So please claim the poet. If you're watching this on video later, remember that the poet is only available for 24 hours. We are looking for a full set of season 2 poets that we are going to award prizes for. So please don't forget to claim yours today. Now's a good time. Scan or click on that. And with that, we are concluded with today's download material. You can find this deck at tinyurl.com/download-S2E12. So, all right, that is it. Zach, you're going to come back here. We can talk about, I'm going to leave this on here because I do want people to complete that form if they're coming. I see you got your dog there. That's cool.
Yeah, she was trying to come up, and I was like, "You're right. I'm about to go back on camera. If you're going to come up."
All right. I'm going to start scrolling through all the comments here, and let's see. Here we go. Tartan Madman said, we should all guess what flavor of chai Nick has today. Well, it is cardamom. All right. Let's go through here. So we have a lot of comments here about Reva's presentation. Let's see if there's any. I'm going to go to the latter comments now.
Owner here, the contract / multi-sig is a great idea. Will you be making that code available to developers?
Yeah, our basic philosophy is that during development, we keep the repo private just because there's so much change, etc., and we don't want people submitting pull requests at that stage. But as soon as it's stable, we open source it with an MIT license, so anyone can use it and do whatever they want to with it. So yeah, absolutely, we will make that available.
I got a booster one, but you kind of hit that one on the head on the end of the live. But by the way, we're at 543, which I believe is a record.
All right. So Biz says Polygon would be my choice. Run away from ETH gas. So the decision about, and this is related to the USDC decision. So it's not a trivial decision, right? Because we also have to think about how many people are going to have USDC on Polygon. Because again, to get your USDC on Polygon involves gas costs, right? So you have to do that, and it's also waiting. So going from an L1 to an L2 and then bridging to another L1 is it's slightly convoluted. So, but we'll think about it. But yeah, gas is an important discussion to and a decision point.
That was one of the reasons why we selected Solana as well as another low gas options.
Let's see. Are there more questions about boosters?
Yeah, and if you guys want, with CryptoLink, they actually have a swap called any-to-any.io that you can visit, and you can see all the different currencies that they currently support on that, and what we could potentially bring on.
These things are easy for an 11-year-old, Gus says. The question should be how easy it for a 60-year-old. Well, Gus, we are trying to make it super easy. So I think you will have, there should be no, we really want every age group and every demographic to be able to use this easily. So hopefully people will report back that it is actually simple. And if it's not, we'll work on it until, it becomes that. We want it to be very accessible. First says she loves Doc's Genesis piece. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I would like to look at it. I'm sure it's awesome. Garfield says you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Oh, come on.
It's true. I've tried. My girl's 8 and she's stubborn as stubborn can be.
Yeah, at first says I have to say our younger artists are the ones that I found it easiest to navigate. Yeah, they are digital natives, so I think a lot of these things come pretty easily to them.
Let's see.
Vitruveo is becoming a big company in the industry, not just a crypto coin. Yes, we have a very big vision, and we are executing as fast as we can. We want to make a mark on this, and we want to show people how things done differently with a creator mindset can achieve not only success for the creators, but also crypto investors. All right.
What about the Honcho token? So just update on that. There should be some clarification on when the first Genesis PFP collections are going out. Probably next week, I would think. So
yeah, once we have firm news and that we'll update. I like to wait until we are like 90% sure, before I announce on a download. That's kind of the standard I use, because otherwise, if you don't meet those dates, people get upset. And so, but yeah, we are tentatively looking at the next week, maybe maximum 2 weeks, to start onboarding a Honcho marketplace and also the projects on here. So we are really excited about that, and I can't wait for the download where we can feature those projects and actually bring those creators on to talk about their projects. Because to me that's really, really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, personally, this week I spent time with 2 different projects, getting all the artwork prepped, ready to go to be able to sell. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah. So first, talking about her talk at NFTNYC. So she's going to talk about trust, which is important, and standards, which we are all following. And she'll hand out a poet, which will unlock unlock content. So that's great. Looking forward to meeting people at NFTNYC. Bugs Life says, I've boosted my account but can't see my artwork. Tried all the possible ways with changing device to clearing cache. So Bugs Life, I will need to look at your account and figure out what is going on, because the boosting is as soon as its state changes to boosted, the artwork becomes immediately visible. So unsure what is going on, but we'll definitely look into it. So here, Kevin says there was a Zeely campaign that ended on the 3rd January. There were awards to be given to the top 10, but till now there's been no communication. Zach,
Yeah,
did you already send those out?
I sent out. I can double check the list. I know I ran out of Vitruveo to give away on one.
We can easily remedy that, but
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I have the list somewhere. Let me double check and get with Kevin to see what's going on.
Thanks, Kevin, for bringing that to our attention. We'll take care of it ASAP and get the prizes to the winners.
Yep. One.
So CryptoMat says, can you say already when the function will be available to speed up vesting with staked Vitruveo? I'm not sure I understand this feature because vesting is for Vitruveo, and all Vitruveo we have right now is basically unlocked. So there is no vesting, unless you mean speed up Vitruveo vesting with staked Vitruveo. That is not something that we had considered, but based on your comment, we'll certainly think about it and talk about it with the team and figure out if there's an action required on that. But thanks for bringing that. Any update on the Vitruveo deployer wallet? So we have so many things in development right now. As things get closer to release, that's when we kind of start giving regular updates, because until then, it's early days and we don't want to speculate on when something will be ready. Bugs Life says, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, we are working to build something amazing for all of us and really excited about it. But thank you for that feedback. Legends Are Us asks, when will the Vitruveo unstake issue be fixed? So what is this issue? Zach, do you know?
Yeah, I reported it earlier this week. Someone was saying that they can't unstake their Vitruveo. I haven't heard anything back yet from Prabhu yet on if it's a user error, if we have a bug going on. So,
all right. So we have to check on that. One of the things I encourage people to do is to remove variables out of the equation. So if it's your wallet, or that's not working, you can go straight to the Explorer and try out any functionality. But I know that that's not easy for most people because it's gobbledygook when you look at it. But you can also try. I find sometimes that a lot of problems are solved by clearing the MetaMask. If you're using MetaMask, the MetaMask cache, so it's under settings. There's an advanced settings feature there to clear all sort of prior transactions. Sometimes it's just what's called a nonce issue, and clearing that in MetaMask resolves the problem. So maybe what we can do is I'll work with the mod team and do a couple of screenshots or a short video on how to clear that, because I feel a lot of issues can be fixed with just that. All right, so it says, after we boost, if a person wants to buy the NFT we own, how can the NFTs be sold and sent to the buyer if it is possible? So those NFTs are freely transferable, but you need a marketplace for it. So we've got the marketplace coming up. Once that marketplace is up, you'll be able to do exactly what you're describing there. You'll be able to list your NFT. Now, the marketplace Honcho is primarily designed around PFP collections. So I have to look and see in the features if arbitrary NFTs can be transacted also there. But eventually, we will have a location where you can do that. And by eventually, I'm not talking months away. I'm talking weeks away, because we realize that once artworks, etc., are in the hands of people, they may want to sell them on secondary and things like that. We know that's an important feature, and so we are working to make that happen. But you do need a marketplace. And here's the thing: we don't need to necessarily build that. If someone out there listening has a marketplace that they would like to bring on, to the Vitruveo protocol, we would fully support you and give you any technical guidance or anything that you'd want. We welcome and we encourage third-party marketplaces to be on here. But keep in mind that unlike other protocols, the difference on Vitruveo is that the assets are not within the marketplace's smart contract. The assets are on a Vitruveo blockchain central repository, and the NFTs in particular are distributed. Every creator has their own contract and their own NFT, which actually mirrors a little bit some of the other chains. Not everyone does it into one contract. Other people allow artists to bring their own contracts. So it should be fairly straightforward to be able to support that kind of capability. But if you have that, we'd love to have you on our protocol. So Dadbot says, I bought early birds in a second wallet since I had already bought super early bird previously. How do I boost those since there is no nexus? Right. So the upcoming change that is coming to Scope will allow you to boost any wallet address. So it doesn't matter if it has a nexus or not, you'll be able to boost it. What it will do is it will auto drop a Maxim NFT. So the NFT can capture the value stored in that booster. And so basically Scope checks if the target account has a nexus or it has a Maxim, and if it has neither, it auto drops a Maxim in there and does that for you. So that feature is coming to you within the next 24 hours. So Monica says, love all you do. Thank you, Monica. Appreciate it. When can we transfer Booster to another Nexus wallet, please? So you could actually do it right now if you have a UI that supports it. And the only UI I know of that supports it right now is the Explorer. So sounds like I need to enhance Scope in order to facilitate transfer right now, which would be useful by many. So I'm going to make a note of that and see if we can get that into Scope also. So a rudimentary transfer this booster or NFT to another wallet. So that should be a pretty straightforward thing for us to do. Bamwatt says, see you at NFTNYC. Yes, can't wait to see you. We've talked several times on Zoom and I'd love to meet you in person. So that's great. Love to meet everyone from our creator community there. So it's exciting. So will the stake rate boosting kick in on May 1st once the 60-day stake period is complete? That is a good question. I have to validate that information, but I'll make a note to provide an update on that about stake rate. I'm sorry, I'm unable to answer it directly right now. I don't have the information in my head, so I will update in Discord. Let's see here.
So we got some clarification on Matt. He said that he was confused on the Vitruveo and the stake acceleration, that if you got 2% vesting acceleration on Vitruveo.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Yes, yeah. Okay. So here's the deal, guys. I mean, there's a lot of benefits, and as I expressed earlier, we can't do them all at once. We're doing them, feature by feature by feature. So that will be in the queue. It will get done. But thanks for reminding. We will get it done. A tutorial video on how to use Explorer functions on Write contract will be very useful. All right, we can do that. That's something pretty straightforward. Honestly, it's mostly fill in the blanks, except if you have a field that deals with like a cryptocurrency number. There you have to add these numbers with 18 zeros, and so it's a little complicated. Most people, that's where most people get confused and can't do it, because it is impossibly difficult to track that level of precision. But yeah, I think I can make a video on that. That is a very cool idea.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah.
560 today.
All right. So Vijay says, any comments about Genesis final list wallet, which is missing from Swapper list? All right. So you have to remember, guys, that Swapper 1 and Swapper 2 are now obsolete, right? The only thing we have now is Swapper 3, which is wallets that did not seal in Swapper 1 or Swapper 2, right? So if you're a holder and your wallet is not in Swapper 3, it's by design. It's because you already swapped. Now, I think Vijay is referring to a wallet that was not present there or was missing even in earlier. So I think that's going to require us to do some more digging. And I saw your comments in Discord about it's been there for a while. So I apologize for that. And we'll go dig up that trouble ticket and look at it. So there's a lot of support tickets related to individual issues. And one of the challenges is that most people are not forthcoming in the initial submission of the ticket with all the information. Like if you would give us all the details up front, your tickets could be answered so fast. But we have to go back and ask you, what is your transaction? When did you do it? What is your so think about someone trying to solve your problem when you submit a trouble ticket. What information do they need to solve it? So your username is not enough, right? We need to know what the state is and what the desired state should be, and all the details to get from what it is to what it should be. That means all transaction details, amounts, dates, etc., any screenshots. If you provide those, and I know there's a bunch of tickets where people are very good about doing that, and I appreciate that. But if you don't, then what happens is that someone responds to your ticket, send me this, and it goes to the bottom of the queue. So please, when you submit a trouble ticket, give all the information. And this actually goes to artists also. Fur has turned off her DMs temporarily because lots of people DMing her. They should be going to the Dreamverse where we have a studio specific channel. And if you have an issue, you need to report it there. But you can't report, I have a problem. We are not mind readers. We cannot tell what your problem is just by your comment. So what you want is your first initial report of a problem to be as complete as possible. If the person reading your report cannot reproduce the problem, they cannot fix it. It's that simple. So provide all the information, what you were trying to do, how you were trying to do it, what was the error message that came up, what did you try? Just provide as much information as possible to help the other person to solve it. So please do that, both on any crypto related issues and on any studio related issues. Provide us with the information. Now, having said that, just know that we are a really, really small team. We don't have a complete outsourced help desk department with 100 people on it. It's 1 or 2 people who are doing most of this. So the faster, the more information you provide, the faster we can help you. And I'm working with the mod team to clear up the backlog of tickets that exists. We want to clear them up as quickly as possible. But there are some that are basically impossible to resolve. And so for those, we'll let you know why we cannot solve it. But for most part, we should be able to solve tickets that are there. All right, I think that's it for. Here's one. As an artist, how do I know if my work is good enough for the selected group? I think every artist does their best to deliver fantastic work. Thank you for this question. So here's the thing, the way I would answer this question, right? All Genesis artists know that their work is going to be collected for $150. It's a flat fee. What this has resulted is in some artists anchoring their artwork to that $150 value. What we are saying is don't. Think about the opportunity cost. Do you want your first artwork for the genesis of a major blockchain to be something that you valued at $150? The level of effort you put into it was $150. And we are saying mentally separate that $150. That, and in fact, I'll just be very blunt and tell artists, if you are submitting your artwork to Genesis to get $150, is not a good strategy, because you're going to be paid in Vitru, and Vitru is currently not liquid. We are working toward that goal to have it trading on an exchange. So you'll have to wait a little bit. So as an artist, you absolutely don't want to fixate or think about that $150 at all. You need to focus on the fact that your artwork has the privilege of being featured and promoted and in the genesis for a major creator-centric blockchain. That's all you got to think about. If you're thinking about the $150, you're not going to be very successful there. So I'm being as blunt as possible because I don't want to sugarcoat anything there. I want to make sure that artists are aware that you have a big opportunity here if you're on the genesis. Take it, grab it, because those artworks are going to be featured so many times in all our promotion that we are doing about studio, all the promotions we do about search, all the specific promotions we've lined up for those artworks, the exhibitions, etc. Why would you want to miss out on all this amazing promotion being done by an L1 blockchain? You wouldn't, right? So create the best artwork you have. And I agree and understand that every artist does their best work to deliver fantastic work. I'm just speaking to the artists who are anchoring on the 150. Don't do that. And then it's a question of, which ones do we select? Well, we have not defined criteria around it, nor do we have limits. But the important thing to remember is that different sets of artworks are going to be chosen for different promotional outputs. So a few might be chosen for a metaverse exhibition, a few, and there will be overlaps, right? It's not like we just take, these are going to an IRL, these are going to a metaverse. It's not like that at all. We're going to refine our selection of the best artworks there and promote them as heavily as we can. Because remember, folks, it comes down to one thing. Vitruveo is a blockchain for creators where the creator is not required to do any promotion. We do the promotion. So this with Genesis is our start of that journey. We don't know exactly how we are going to do it. It's an experiment. If it was all laid out and done, then this would be easy, right? But we are discovery mode ourselves. We are in discovery mode. And what we're going to do is do a series of experiments, measure what gets us the best results, what gets us the best engagement, and what gets us the best conversion. Conversion is someone wants to collect your artwork. Now, in the case of Genesis, it's all one-of-ones. It's all $150. The booster holders have the collector credits, so they're guaranteed to be gone, right? But there's only 1,000 Genesis artworks, and boosters, there are 10,000 boosters, each with 150. So that means that there's going to be at least 9,000 more artworks that are going to be collected by the booster investors. So there's plenty of room here, but I want to make sure that everyone focuses on Genesis and brings the best artwork possible and doesn't anchor on the $150. Focus on promoting your artwork, promoting yourself, because that's what we're going to do. So thanks for that question. I appreciate that. Let's see. Yes, the potential exposure for artists is immensely huge. Like we're going to create lots of different videos, publish them on all socials, etc. You are going to get a lot of exposure if you are a Genesis artist. Remember that. All right, I think we've reached the end of our questions. So
571.
You have one more?
572.
572. All right, this is great. Thanks, everyone. And if you're coming to New York City, please fill out this form. We want to contact you and make sure you're available. In addition to all those events, I am doing a chai event also. I forgot about that.
Of course you are.
So I want to have people come and just have a casual chai with me. So that would be fun.
Is it called casual chai?
Yeah. We can do that.
Call it casual
All right.
chai.
So that is it for the download for today. Thanks, everyone. And I'll catch you all on Discord and other places and on Twitter Spaces, etc. So thanks so much and see you again. Bye-bye.
See you next week.